wanted to come and talk to you briefly about permission. Too many women I find are in this place where they don't even realize and know who they are. And what I mean by who they are, I mean that they've gotten to a place that they don't even know what pleases them. So, it's a Saturday, I'm chilling, getting ready to go on travel. Listen, I have like no makeup on, y'all. This is it. This is me. And there's not perfection here. And I'm okay with that, right? I'm secure and understanding in who I am and whose I am. And so I'm sitting here doing some laundry. And I was just thinking, because inside the inner court, which you can find at tanyatanika.com on the Work With Me tab, inside the inner court, we're going through this remembering. And I just launched one of the courses in there, or we call it the journeys. And it was inspired because I had spoken to so many women that once they got to the point of giving themselves permission to actually get out there and say, okay, I love myself, I'm confident within myself. Once that permission came about, guess what happened? When I asked them, hey, what do you like about yourself? Or what, they were like, I don't really know. I could even be like, what's your favorite body part? I don't really know. They're uncomfortable to answer it. I can say, what else? I can say, oh, what do you like to do? Or I've been in marriage counseling and I'm like, what do you like to do? How can you explain it to your spouse, male and female, right? Because if you don't know, for the last, I'm going to say over 20 years. So I guess it's about 23, 24 years. I haven't really counted past 20. I've been teaching business and ministry and just positioning within your own activation style, looking at the biblical aspect of what that looks like. And I teach the women and the men that support. And I do marriage counseling. I've done a bunch of different things, and these are the same things that I start to find. And that's what got me thinking of, when you're in this place, there's certain questions that you need to ask yourself. Now, here's the interesting part. The more that I heal and the more that I get to different places in my growth and development, not of the becoming, because I already am, but more of the awareness of it, right? And when I'm there, it's like, I think it literally like happens almost like every quarter now. So like every 3 months, I notice that I'm really not the same. I want to shift, whether it's even how I dress. I want to dress differently, or how I put my makeup on, or, if I put makeup on. All of these things, even tweaking some things that I teach inside of, my company. And so why? It's because as I am more giving myself more permission, I have to ask myself certain questions. What do I like? What do I enjoy? What are my desires? And I've given myself permission, so they start coming, more rapidly, as far as the thought process. And I used to do this, like once a year, where it was like the new year came and it was like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do, right? Think of all the things that you want to change and renew and all of that. And then definitely just completely fall off. Eventually I learned to just do like maybe three goals, right? But the truth of the matter is, when it all comes down to it, I'm thinking about you, women and men. And as you begin to give permission, you have to ask yourself certain questions of what you like, what you want to explore. Now, once you get to that place, you need to then go or you get to, go take one of those things that you haven't done or that you're curious about and put them in your calendar and get it done, right? Make it a point to do it. Now, if you want to go overseas or go to another country or do something, extravagant, and that's going to take some time, right? Regardless of whether money, not money, whatever, it's going to take a little bit of time, right? So that's something that you can say, I want to do in the next 2 years or the next year, by the end of the year. But, something like, I want to go away for the weekend to a log cabin, right? And go hiking or something like that, which is what I'm going to be doing. That's different, right? Or even just a little daycation, right? Whatever that looks like, you want to start putting it into your calendar and start getting to that place where you are taking action on that thing. So if you want to go ahead and go to TanyaTanika.com and go to the Work With Me page, and you'll see the inner court. You'll see the app actually at the top. It'll say the app. Go into the app. I'm constantly putting different things there. We're doing accountability in there. Every week there's a check-in, and when I identify exactly what you guys are needing, I go ahead and I put it into play. So, and create audios or videos or whichever. So go there. But here's the thing. Giving yourself permission is only one part of it, right? And that's what I've found. The permission part, yes, while difficult, once you get past that, the next part is, in that 3-part, the next part is making sure that you ask yourself, who am I at this moment? What do I like to do? What are things that I wanted to enjoy? And give yourself permission to start doing that. So that's the second. The third is going to definitely be putting it into action. So if you've always wanted to do a certain thing, get it done. Get creative. If you're not capable financially, let's just say, of going on a retreat or doing something like that, even if it's just a day or whatever, go ahead and put it as a product and sell like 12 slots and do an application and hand pick the women that you want to be around and start that way. There's a lot of different things. Your brain is wired to be able to answer these questions and get creative. God made you amazing, right? And the way that you're going to do that is ask yourself the questions like, how can I make this happen? Not making a statement that you can't make it happen, or you can't afford it, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. And when I say afford, it doesn't just mean financially. It means, you have family, or you're working, or you're doing this, or you're doing that. And so it's like, you can't afford to do that right now. You don't have the time, right? I hear all different kinds of reasons why. How do you identify? Normally, when I bring somebody in to begin with, to even give themselves permission to be themselves, authentically who they are, what I do is I help them simplify, right? That's why the inner court is set up to where it's not a demand to do constantly. It's more of allowing yourself to be, right? And so it's the awareness journey. It's the awareness journey. So go ahead in there, get inside, start going through. It's a 7-day. You'll be able to start going through that process. And there's also nervous system re-regulating audios, and you'll be able to do that. We'll call them rewiring audios. And this week, while I'm away too, I'm going to be loading up a couple other programs, or what we call journeys, for you guys as well. All right. So have an amazing weekend. Go ahead and sit with those amazing questions and journal, and do this because you love yourself, right? Or you're trying to find out and learn more about yourself. All right. Have a good one.